Hello everybody. So in this video, I'm going to take a look at the Butcher's Cleaver. Now, where you can get it? Well, on Factual Life, they mentioned that you can drop from opening chests, breaking objects, defeating enemies, and also mentioned may drop from the Butcher in World Tier 3 and 4. For me, one of them drops from my chests, for my Nightmare dungeon. So yeah, this stay in line with that. So basically, like other unique drops. Now, if you wanted a weapon that allows you to, well, let's say it like that. What is the best damage reduction? Well, the best damage reduction will be, at least indirect damage reduction, is enemies not attacking you at all. Rather than you trying to reduce the damage you're already taking. So this Butcher's Cleaver is more or less about that. And because of its lucky hit, as you can see, when you critically strike an enemy, you have up to 100% chance to fear and slow them by 65%. So it actually tackles two things. First of all, you slow them down. They deal less damage. Alright, this already reduces the damage that you take. Of course, depends on the value that you get there, between 40 and 75 for 4 seconds. And of course, if you're focusing on high crit, with many builds too, you're gonna get it happen very frequently. Again, it's not 100%, it's like hit 100%. This means that the one on your skill is going to be the one the percentage. And the other thing is, the most important thing is that you're going to fear. So enemies just going to move away from you rather than attacking you. Right? You're going to fear them. So again, because it happens so frequently, especially with builds that have lots of hits, for example, like this one, which has both Lightning Storm and 3 Dancing Balls. So again, when it crits, it will take place, and when there are many enemies, the chances for that to happen is very high. Of course, there are many other builds that you can work for, but this works very well to reduce the damage, especially if there are big enemies and you're surrounded with lots of enemies. Being able to just slow them down significantly and being able to fear them so they won't actually attack you at all, it's a big advantage. Now, of course, it won't work all the time where enemies will be unstoppable, so since it won't work on them, they're gonna get into an unstoppable stage, like you can get, by the way, and it just won't work. So, but again, there are many situations when it does work, and if you're beating high crit chance, you're gonna see that it's just amazing. And basically, there are situations where I was very under level and I went into stages and I was able to survive because I was able to just fear enemies constantly and reduce their attack speed, so the damage was significantly lower compared to if I didn't have this and I just need to, well, find ways to actually either stay away or try to find a way to significantly reduce the damage in other means. But of course, this can be very costly, and sometimes you want to mix and match and putting all this into damage reduction. So being able to kind of partially do that and significantly reduce the damage especially of course in Nightmare dungeons is amazing. And again, it works very well. I mean, usually you don't want to go with something that evolves around chance, but again, with 100% lucky hit there, and of course depends on the skill lucky hit you're choosing, and of course how many times actually hit to actually have a chance to actually have it. There are also other ways that you can have it increase, like having there's something on the on the armor that allows you to significantly increase or have a chance for CC to actually affect other enemies, so you can increase that, and basically it can kind of spread. Alright, so this can happen as well by using this weapon. Aside from that, because this is a single hand weapon, it opens up other things that you can use with your totem, for example, which you can use for other things like reducing cooldowns, which, by the way, when testing it here, I was actually using it, so I have much faster cooldowns. So I was thinking, but maybe I can even use an ult, so I was testing it out as well. And yeah, overall, it makes the Druid field much more responsive. Skills are much faster compared to maybe just reduction, cooldown reduction on your amulet. Here you can have even put 2, so I have like I think close to 20% even more, which is pretty crazy because it just opens up things differently, and I can really spam my barrier. I have a still gap, but can even if I have an amulet in the cooldown, I can have barrier up all the time. I think I need to try it out, but I think you can have it because now there's a like 3-second gap, but I mean, I can close it up, I think, with another. So basically, it also works kind of in a very intuitive way, because usually when you are under level, or you're facing a great challenge, you want to stay a bit away from the troubles, right? So you need to reposition. Here, instead of you repositioning, the enemies reposition. Right? So even then, if there are some just be able to pass through, there won't be a problem. Even if you are, by the way, in a pack of enemies, you'll be able to constantly make them fear again and again. Basically, you want to get the damage there, and this works very well. I mean, I tested out a lot, and I was surprised actually how efficient it was. So even if you find yourself surrounded with lots of enemies, many of them actually won't be able to hit you at all. Of course, the goal is to just wipe them out as fast as possible. But again, if you want to stretch out and you're gonna challenge yourself and you're gonna do some nightmare dungeons, you're gonna be under level to some point. You're gonna get still lots of damage. Trying to get better items at least. You still be able to do them, because again, the damage reduction, both the direct from your gear and the indirect for enemies just not attacking you or being slowed down, is going to be significant to reduce the overall damage that you get, and allows you to survive, of course, and finish more challenging nightmare dungeons. So this is why I do recommend checking it out. I tried it on the Druid, and it actually worked pretty well. Again, it's not just I don't have really good weapons that I want to try single-handed one, but I was surprised how good it is, and this is why I recommend you to actually try out the Butcher's Cleaver, because it does deliver, and it does significantly reduce the damage in, again, a not indirect way, but just making enemies flee away from you for a certain duration, which I think you can also increase. By the way, we increase the duration of the CC, so it can be even longer. And we can think about, when you stun enemies, this is kind of, in a way stun. They won't actually attacking you at all. So it's not really a stun in terms of the definition, because enemies are still moving again, they're just moving away from you, but overall they're not attacking you. So again, it's very, very good, very useful, and it happens quite frequently. I tried it on the Lightning Storm, again in the bolts as well, and it just works amazingly well. So definitely recommend checking it out if you haven't. And yeah, if you have any questions, suggestions, and other things that I think I might miss, let me know in the comment section below what you think about the Butcher's Cleaver, and maybe playing just one-handed weapon with another totem that can give you other benefits as well. Let me know in the comment section below. Thanks for watching.